G'day guys, Andy Thomas from Wulf on the Run. Hope you're all okay. Today we were supposed to be heading out South Australia, the Outback, Coober PD, the Udinata track, you name it, cancelled due to COVID. Lockdown again, can't go. Darren spent nearly a year planning this trip. I've just tagged along, by the way. Darren spent about a year planning this trip, organising where we're staying, where we're going to be at certain times, fuel stops all along the way. And yeah, gutted. I spoke with Darren yesterday. We've now put it off till the 28th of August, arriving back on the 12th of September, lockdown permitting. But yeah, unfortunately, so we're at home. So what I thought I'd do today is show you 5 little hacks that I've come up with. Other people might have come up with them as well, or similar items, but this is just little things that I tag along, do along, and just thought I'd share them with you. Alright, so first thing guys is, a few weeks back it was a beautiful day. It was about 18-19 degrees. It wasn't too bad at all. I decided to go out for a ride and I went about an hour and a half that way. I was in my summer jacket with all the vest, the netting and everything. I'd got my lightweight Wulf helmet on, and this obviously it's noisy, but like for an hour's ride, hour and a half's ride, it's really comfortable. It's not too bad at all. But the weather changed tremendously. It started blowing a gale, howling winds, rain, and as I say, I've got my mesh jacket. Normally, you know, I carry something like, I wear something like, you know, I've got this RJ's, stay there. I've got this RJ's neck brace, not neck brace, neck collar sort of thing, warmer that you put on and keep warm. But the wind was howling and burning me here, and I was buffering all over the place. You can get little things like this, which is like a snuddy, but it's just a collar, and it's got a little pull cord on the top, so you can actually wear it as a hat as well if you want to. If you want to look a dickhead, but yeah, you can, and unpull that. But you know, I hadn't got this with me. I hadn't got nothing with me, as I say, because it was a nice summer's day. It was a nice run out, so I pulled over and I got my hoodie. Turn that like that. First off, don't forget your t-shirts. Get online. I turned it right round like that, but just remember, don't pull into McDonald's or anything like this, because you'll look like a frigging idiot when you took your jacket off. So I turned it round, I pulled this up here, pulled the tight at the back, put my helmet on, tucked all this up, baffled it all up underneath, snug as a bug in a rug, no wind, and because you got a fair bit of padding, it was helping with the buffeting as well. So yeah, built-in neck brace, wind deflector. As I say, don't walk into McDonald's like that for food, because you look a right idiot.
Motorcycle camping!
Number 2, tent. This is my tent. Obviously it's not squashed down, it comes in a compression sack, but a couple of times I got caught out because it's a semi-geodesic tent where the inside clips inside the outside, and you can fold it all up. It got saturated, and I was on a trip from obviously one place to another, and saturated, and then I had to put it in my panniers where I was keeping my sleeping bag and everything. So from then on I then carried this, which is it's an old microfiber towel, so you can wipe most of the rain off it, sort of thing, and then a separate dry bag. So it's a pretty thick dry bag, so you can stuff your tent into that, wipe a fair bit of the rain off, stuff your tent into that, and then when you put it with your sleeping system, you're not transferring any rain. I know this is only a lightweight bag, so it does get wet, and with the thicker one, put that inside it, and then when you're putting it with your sleeping gear, you're not contaminating your sleeping gear with rain. So I always carry that now, and I have stuffed it in there 2 or 3 times after getting wet. Number 3, again to do with camping. You can actually buy these now from Sea to Summit, but here's me here using this item. It's just a piece of cord, just a bit of cord I keep in a bag, and I've got some little woodworking clamps. So rather than carry, like, you know, pegs that can break or whatever, I carry these solid clamps, so you can just clamp, you know, wash your t-shirt, wash your jocks, and just clamp it out as a little washing line, just like that. So yeah, I carry that. But I say Sea to Summit, which is, I'll put the link, I'll show you the picture here of the Sea to Summit one you can buy. It's got little cinch straps on it that can hold your clothes in there when you're drying them, but you don't need to spend 40-50 bucks on that when a bit of string and a couple of clamps will do. Number 4 is your torch. Obviously carrying a torch with your camping. Out in the outback sometimes, or in bush, it can get very, very dark at night, and you know, you want to go into your tent, you're walking around with a flashlight in the tent, which is good. But what I did is I took one of these old Philips Hue bulbs or globes, depending where you're from in the world, and I cut it down, cut that off there, which made it like this. So when you're in the tent, I just stick that over that like that, and I've got myself a lantern. This one it can turn down for brightness. So I've got myself a lantern for inside the tent. There's other things you can use instead of like this, which is like a globe off the Christmas tree. But this one, obviously, you can see is black plastic, which is no good. I've just tried to sand that down to show you. Cut a hole in there. You'll need to find a clear plastic one. Same thing, cut a hole. The other thing is just a bit of plastic off the side of a milk bottle. Again, stick that in, and then it diffuses the light, so you can hang it from your tent, and you've got a little bit of a lantern. So rather than carrying a lantern and a light and a torch, you can just utilise. The other thing, you know, anything like this is a clear plastic tube of cork or silicone, whatever you think. Once it's gone, clean it all out, and then you could cut a hole in the top of there, and again, as you can see, yeah, it glows. So anything like that, you know, just to make yourself a lantern, just to diffuse the light. I have recently purchased this. This is just a little garden LED light. That's the stake. You don't need to carry the stake, but basically, you know how solar works. So it charges up during the daytime, and as you can see, it's not on look. So you can leave this outside your tent, and then when it goes night time, if it's too dark, as soon as it goes dark, it turns it on, so you can find your way back to the tent. And then obviously you might have your torch with you, you might not, but as I say, out in the outback, it's pitch black, you cannot see, so it's good to stick that outside your tent so you can actually see where you're walking back to. And number 5, final. We all rely on our sat-navs, our phones for maps, GPS, whatever. But if you remember years and years and years ago, we all had maps, that was all. You had your audience survey map, or, you know, just a general map of wherever your country you lived in. And we all seem to throw them away, and sometimes you'll carry that paper map in the bottom of your bag or something. You come to pull it out, something spilt on it, it's completely disintegrated. Disintegrated, that's the word. So what I've come up with, as like you see here, I'm just sitting here reading this big map. It's gigantic. You fold it up and put it in your tank bag so you can see where you are, you know, just to give you some idea. So what I've come up with is cutting this map up into A4 pieces and basically laminating it. So this can get thrown into the bottom of your pannier, and then God forbid if your GPS, your phone, your satellite, whatever you're using gets broke down or doesn't work, you've got no reception, you just remember where I am. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, so you can plan your route whichever way you got to head, and I'm sure you'll come across something that you recognise regarding the map. What I did on the map here, for instance, I put like H and H in red circles so I know which part of the map goes together, because otherwise you might be going, oh, where am I? I don't know where I am, so I just labelled them. So when they go together, I know that's there. So if you run off that map, you know you're going onto that one. So that's it, guys. Just 5 easy, simple hacks, if you want to call them that. Just stupid little things. Thanks for watching. Fantastic.